we have got the original Hit Squad. We don't call them Hit Squad. We call them Panjabi Hit Squad, you know. Make some noise.
Make it out to be like we're like IT team, man.
Yeah.
We're here to sort out your computer.
Yeah.
You got virus there? You sort it out for you, man. No problem.
You left your call center. You don't really work on BBC. So
That's it. It's call center, man.
Welcome to Southall Travel.
Can't do it like that, man.
The Southall Travel Squad. I'm joking. Make sure that don't go viral.
Yeah, exactly.
So Rab D.
Yeah, man.
We know you guys just came straight from your show.
Yep.
Come straight to join us. And, you guys have kind of been at the forefront of the whole Asian scene. Let me just put this into perspective for everyone. Obviously, everyone knows Panjabi Hit Squad, but it's gone from UK garage scene, where you kind of came up with Miss Scandalous.
Yep.
And then you kind of took off as your DJ crew.
Yep.
Mark Quinn done his thing as BBC. You guys done your thing with BBC, but took two different paths. You had BBC One Extra, and then you had this whole journey. Tell us about the journey, man. What it's been, from starting as that, and tell us about.
Well, I was born in November, and then started from there.
But when did you start working at Southall Travel, bro?
And basically, I was 6 years old, and the next thing you know, I was at the front desk. And no, I think cutting all that. I think we kind of started up as.
We just giggling back in here.
Yeah, he started when he was 4.
You know when we get cheap flights, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
They didn't get on Emirates.
Oh yes, exactly.
They got
Play
this on Emirates, a bit of controversy.
They hooked us up.
We get 2 suitcases now.
Yeah.
One.
Bro, but one for each of you, yeah?
two each, 60 kilograms. No, I think it started off with Asian DJ culture, and of course throughout the 90s, D and Raj and Ammo and Mark, they were kind of pivotal in turning around and making the scene of what it is today. So if there were seminal nightclubs like Bombay Jungle, Limelight, you can remember all the hoo-ha gigs, everything, all that kind of back in the day, which kind of kicked it all off really. And that was kind of how our DJ career started. And of course, being in Southall, you either are a DJ or nothing.
A door player.
Door player.
Or the airport.
Or at the airport.
Southall Travel.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, you want to stop that now, man. But yeah,
Way
going
too much
back.
promotion for Southall Travel.
I know.
Right,
You got to buy your family.
Yeah. But I think from there, then I think after our friend Raj passed away from Asian DJ culture, I think we were kind of in a bit of a, okay, look, where do we go now? What do we do now? So yeah, I think we were just, and also the music scene was a bit of a phase as well, in a bit of a.
Everything was sort of changing.
Yeah.
And we could see it sort of going sort of like the hip hop direction, a lot more urban beats.
Yeah.
So our whole thing as Panjabi Hit Squad was East meets West. So that's what we started doing. We started fusing like Asian songs with like R&B beats and hip hop beats. Basically what's happening now.
You guys were like almost like the Punjabi MC of the clubs.
Yeah.
Punjabi MC was putting on CD and cassette, and you guys were doing stuff in the clubs.
Well, the thing,
basically
I
were the
remember like
hit
the first
for
time that I
Punjabis.
went, the first time I went to Limelight, I was like 16 years old. I just got to college with DJ H, right? And then and then basically, it was like Punjabi MC was there, and it was like he was playing songs off a tape. He
played Mundi at the Batika for tape.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's things like that you look like now. I look back at it as like we were there for some very, very special times, and that kind of stuff doesn't really happen as much nowadays, and it's kind of all changed now. But I think with us, I think we linked up with Mark, and then we were just like, look, we need to create something that kind of is a mouthpiece and a vehicle just to kind of help push the scene along. So then came Panjabi Hit Squad, and then came the BBC One Extra radio show, which again kind of just pushed us out to a different direction completely.
Because for me, when I saw you guys first, there was a massive campaign for the Streets album. Did that come before the radio? Or?
Nah.
The Streets album, that was a lot of, that was like...
So we first had Panjabi Hit Squad, the album, and then we had, we couldn't think of a name, so we just called it
The album.
The album, man.
Original, man.
Yeah, man.
It was hard to think of.
Really hard to think
at the time, man.
Like this, man, we sat down and had some drinks and called it the album.
And then
could pick it out.
And then came the all-time legendary Hi Hi.
Well, that came off the street, so I think what happened was we released our album in like September, because it was back then that you want to release like around Freshers time, so you get all the Freshers done. And then at the same time, One Extra was like, look, we're looking for DJs, would you guys want to do a pilot or whatever? So we did that, and they were like, look, we love your sound, come on over here. So then that kind of worked together at the same time, and when they heard Hi Hi, actually it came across. The first radio show we did was on Radio 1. And the first song we played was the original Lata Mangeshkar from the Truth Hurts sample.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, yo, you're playing a Truth Hurts song, man. Like, why don't you play the original song? No, I said, no, this is the original song.
Yeah.
And that's when people are like, hold on, you like guys are sampling and chopping things up. And so we kind of like had to explain to people that what we're doing in our own scene is exactly what hip hop is doing in their scene and what other genres are doing. So that kind of just opened it up completely. And then, you know, we had backing from One Extra and Def Jam and everything. So
And One Extra, they probably were the biggest platform for us because
But
they
that
gave us
wasn't
the
like
most backing.
That wasn't like a small step though, because you actually broke through on mainstream radio. I think otherwise you had Sunrise
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
but this was national radio. I remember tuning in, I was quite young then, but listening to my radio or tuning guys in and hearing Bhangra on a mainstream radio, we were like, yo, this is massive. We had our page-ago phones, each other say, yo.
no, you were the one that kept on cussing.
I
know what
won
it
all
was
the
as well?
competitions.
Yeah, I just won all the competitions. Yeah.
Back then, I think Asian radio stations didn't really believe in DJ presenters.
Yeah.
So it was people like One Extra that took notice and thought, hold up, we want to get people like this on board. And then we jumped on One Extra, and then we done the first ever One Extra tour. And then Bushkin was here. We done a party at, where was it?
Mead Fiddler in London.
Mead Fiddler.
It was like a birthday for Panjabi Hit Squad on One Extra. And again, it was sellout. And people who weren't in the scene couldn't understand. I mean, in the same way that if I explained to people that we were packing out, Equinox every 6 weeks with, 2,000, 2,500 people. I'm sure you were.
One of the 2,500.
H was doing some of them. Wait,
Yeah,
That's what
wait
I'm
to
saying.
wait.
No, but like if you say to people that that's what it was, and there were daytimers, like you're packing out these people during the day, people wouldn't understand that.
You know, it's funny. We were talking the other day, and I said that people don't actually realize the level of what H was doing for the gig scene back then.
Yeah, it
Even
was
though
massive.
people know him as DJ H and Kudos now,
Harry.
the levels of
Harry.
of events that he was doing back then, and what he put on for the. I mean, I remember going to his gigs,
Yeah.
and the guy was a huge promoter back in the day. You guys were probably
So
part of that, right?
I mean, put it this way: if you're talking about people that have contributed to what we do today, H is definitely in that conversation without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? He's not only been a promoter, DJ, and making sure that gigs and events are done. He's doing it at a young age. He was doing actually what like people that are of like 30, 35, 40-year-olds were doing. He was doing that at like 20.
Shall I tell you a funny story?
Yeah.
One of the first gigs that I actually got paid for doing,
Yeah.
believe it or not, Jazz booked me for. Yeah, he booked me for
Yeah.
a gig, and I got the rig from H.
There you go.
It was all a setup.
Okay, that's all it was.
He's just always got his fingers in every pie.
Come on, he's taking money out of our pockets. So it is. But like, as in even that, like, big up to H all the time. Like, we were just talking about it, that one of the first videos we ever did was Diltralia, and I remember like we booked out like this massive suite hotel room. We wanted that kind of like P Diddy vibe and all the rest of it. And then when we think about it, we're like,
We were short
oh,
on
cool.
numbers.
We had short numbers, man. We were like, yo,
I
man.
rang up H, I said, H, obviously do gigs, man. Can you link up some people? We had about 20, 30 people in this presidential suite.
Yeah.
H sent an army.
Literally. So like, you think about that and you're like, you know what? Like, there have been people that deserve, what they're having now. So like, moving from that to doing road shows and now to do like events. It's not a road show anymore. It's a literal company.
It's the same with you guys as well, though, right?
Yeah.
You guys, you made the scene. You started on the scene. You're doing the scene. The whole Emirates thing is, for me, like, that's huge. Like, I was on an Emirates flight, and when I put my headphones on, Panjabi Hit Squad, I was like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Rav and D?
Yeah.
I booked my flights from these guys.
Yeah. No, they're right, yeah. I only spoke to them yesterday.
For a minute, he's like, am I on Air India?
But then to doing that, to even like, even D, I've done some events for you
Yeah.
personally, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so that's a privilege for me as well, man.
Yeah.
Like, you guys you've made a big kind of platform for people like us to step up and move forward in the industry, man.
I mean, the main thing is that it's not just about D&I. We might turn around and break a door down or whatever it is, but it's about everyone else coming through that door that's going to help push it along. So, like, when I say, look, man, I want to get youth for a gig, it's not just, just because you're around, it's because I trust you. If somebody says to me, listen, Brav, I need you to DJ, and so I can't DJ, but the person I'm going to put in that place has to be on the same level, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, it's just basically we're just picking up some of the, I remember I
respect
spoke
to
to you
that,
on Clubhouse a couple of weeks ago.
Even like AJD. AJD's bigging you up on the comments over there, and he's
He has no idea what we've been saying off air about him. Cool.
you have no idea what he says about you now.
Right, I'm used to that anyway. So it's all right.
He's always slagging you off.
Yeah.
No, he's
D needs to smile. PHS are legends from other people as well. And we've got Raj, Mr. Raj Guy.
Oh,
legend.
another legend in the game,
Salute,
Raj Guy.
Raj.
That's
Yep.
proper legendary business right about there.
That's
And
super
4x4
legend.
Bhangra Group, yeah.
And
So,
4x4.
Yeah, 4x4 man.
so
different brothers.
for us, I mean, look, we've all grown up in the same town. Obviously, me, Rajiv, you guys.
Yeah.
We've grown up in that, Southall era where, you're kind of classed as this thing as a Southall boy.
Stroke gangster.
Yeah, I wish not.
And door player.
Yeah, never,
Stroke door player.
never been a gangster, but no, but just generally, coming out and doing what you guys have done, seeing the world, and we're repping our ends. We always will. Like people ask me, where you from? And I might not be from in Southall now, but that's what you grew up and the experiences you received there. And the maddest thing is people think, oh, Southall, you must have just grown up on Bhangra music all the time. You didn't. You grew up. And the maddest thing is, Rajiv will know this as well. When you do a West London party from area,
You're serious?
that is when you're playing every music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and Kuli, he's there. We done his wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is he?
I was just about to say, my
Dub
man
plates.
Yeah. You're playing dub plates.
Big up South community.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get me.
You are playing every music, and I think growing up in that era, area, inspired you to have that eclectic mix of so many influences, where you were listening to you were growing up on dub. Yeah, all
Yeah.
the forefathers of Roadshow in terms of Sting and
Yeah.
Paragon and Manji B and
Kudos.
all those.
kudos.
No, but I'm saying all the.
I think what Jazz is trying to say is the best DJs come from Southall.
No.
Absolutely.
No, there's big-
Without a doubt.
No.
I'm just telling you the truth. That's just. But the thing is,
come on.
We're
the
musically
reason-
versatile.
Hang on, let's not.
The thing is,
You know what?
I'm putting it out there because I have grown up in a town,
Yeah.
and I've seen road shows, and I've seen the way that they have put on parties. I said this to you a couple of weeks ago on our clubhouse thing.
Yeah.
That Asian DJs do something that no one else can do. I have seen Asian DJs turn up to events and put down such an amazing mix of music that you can never ever, mess with that at all. So when I say that, Southall DJs are the best, I'm not, obviously loads of DJs are great, but I'm repping out my town.
Of course, why not?
Because that's, I walk out my house and I'll see Sting and Ambassadors and, all these people,
Yeah,
because they are the people that we looked up to when we were young. So
Should come to Hitchin.
I mean, we did once. Once
went back again.
Once we did.
You got lost, didn't it? You got lost.
We got
Yeah,
DJ Army
absolutely.
inside, so shout out to my Hitchin master.
Yeah. But
Yeah, but you know, Southall.
It's a serious conversation about Southall. What are you bringing it?
Break up a little bit.
Just like you, he joined the West London Roadshow.
Yeah.
No, but generally, it's funny you talk about Ambassadors and you talk about that kind of era.
Yeah,
Growing up around Rax and all those boys, where people watching now don't realize what they did for the industry.
man.
Yeah.
And growing up, we used to. I touch on it every week and see who inspired us to become you stand on their shoulders kind of thing, yeah? And Bush and PSG mentioned that earlier, who inspires the next generation. For us, you said about the music that you can play. I've turned up to corporate events where people are thinking, who's this little Indian guy gonna go and DJ for 500 mix of whatever, but not 500 Indians. And you go and mash it up, and you're playing, Shalimar and Luther Vandross and all sorts of, music that they wouldn't expect you to play. And people come up to the end and they openly say it to you, bro, I didn't think you'd be able to do this party.
Just before, I'm talking about Run to the Beat, yeah? So just before, every single year we used to do this event called Run to the Beat, where Nike used to put it on, and they used to get loads and loads of people to run
Is that
for
before
money.
Rax used to do Novotel on New Year's Eve?
Basically, yeah. But yeah, they used to do this event, and one year they booked Calvin Harris, and Calvin Harris was on after me, and so we got the kind of thing where basically we wanted to kind of warm up for the main act kind of thing. But when we got there, the place was already vibing. You're like, all right, cool. I started putting some tunes down, and I'm into house music at this time heavily.
Come on.
So now he's looking at it, he's like, wow, hold on. I didn't know you guys could play like that. Punjabi Hit Squad. Like, what's going on?
You thought you were Munde and the Bachke.
Yeah, he thought I was going to play Munde the Bachke 50 million times in a remake. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and he was like, look, man, you guys are really, really good, man. Like, you know, do you do this, like, do you play house music all the time? I was like, well, yeah, we do, but at weddings, you know, kind of thing, like, and that kind of stuff. So, when it comes to DJing, I think Asian DJs are the best by far. There's not many.
In terms of knowledge and
Knowledge and able to switch between the genres,
Yeah,
yeah?
man.
So now you talk about the knowledge, yeah? And you mans are giving it full 10 about knowledge.
Yeah.
Chonky, where's Chonky Chacha gone? Have you got him anywhere? He's gone to the toilet. So, do you know the sketch about what to do? Yeah, yeah, you know the sketch. So the purple one's the one you got to play first. Yeah. All right. So we got a game. So you got a buzzer.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? I just want to make my buzzer hit.
Actually, should we allow the buzzer? Should we just put your hand up and say your name?
But use the whole essay.
Yeah. Just put your name up and shout your name.
Alright,
So
cool.
I just go back to judging it. I'm going to be out of the game again, yeah? All right, so there's some tracks I'm going to play, and we're going to play. I've done this with PSG and Bush, yeah? And Bush won, and so did Mills, and at the
So
back
did
there, Rajiv.
I want Mills on my team.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
sick, bruv. He's
killing
doing
it.
this as well. Okay, so we're going to play a snippet of a track, and I want to see who gets it first, yeah? So Arvi, run the first track.
Munde the Bachke.
It's funny how they walk.
Hold on,
walk right?
my hand's up here. He buzzed it. He said Munde Bachke. What's going on here?
I win.
His hand was the highest.
The highest.
The highest.
We have to give it to. We have to give it to Ram. Okay.
We'll give it to you
But
guys.
we just wanted to explain the game to you.
Yeah.
Munde the Bachke.
Yeah,
Just
look,
so you
it's,
get the
it's
drift.
going to be on their show next week, by the way. Just to let you know, yeah. I want to.
If you haven't heard it before.
Okay. So next tune.
Rajiv.
Ajamahi.
You got to put your hand up.
Say
First,
your name,
bro.
But we'll
Oh,
give
cool.
big up AJ Tiger got it as well. Big up to D. He says 1-1 right here.
Gee.
Okay. You got the tune. You got the. Can we turn the volume
Yo,
up?
Rajiv, sorry, man, you look hurt. Rajiv looks hurt.
I'm getting done over
Okay.
twice now.
You know what this is? You know when you get at a wedding and you play the wrong song? And everyone starts looking at you like, this is what this is. This is the part of the
I don't
game.
know that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows that, right?
You know, it's funny because Rajiv was telling me a story about, I think Harvard, Rajiv was telling me a story about they done a first dance
Nah, it's me.
for a bride and groom. Go on, tell us the story. Go on.
You know, I done a first dance for a bride and groom, right? And
Yeah.
I had the wrong song queued. So I had their song here, yeah, and I had the other song there. And basically, I pressed play on the song, and it was the wrong one. I went, brrrah! And I was like, oi!
That's DJ Manny. He played GT Road there for a first dance as well. Pick up DJ Manny as well.
Yeah.
So, all right, next tune, Chonky Chacha.
Oh,
Wait.
I'll press my buzzer.
Half.
Sony Sahara RDB.
no.
All right, okay.
Yo, is it? Are we pressing the buttons or are we putting our hands up?
Put your hand up,
doing
say
it,
your
man?
name. Put
Yeah,
your
I
hand
mean,
up, say
bruv,
your name. Put your hand up, say your name.
disqualified.
So I got 1-1-1, yeah?
I'm going to clap, yeah.
All right. No, just put your hand up, say your name. All right, next one.
Wait, what number are we on?
4.
One.
Nope. Now you got to say your name as well, but
Oh, right.
Ram was first.
Ambasaria. Mac G.
Oh, okay, well done, right. It was Ram.
You know what?
I'm watching it again.
Yeah, you know, but it's delayed.
Is it? All right, sorry. But I can still see everyone. Okay, anyone get it?
Got my hand up now.
Oh, Ravita Panu smashing all of them, you know that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, next one. All right. Now, no one shouted out their name,
Oh,
but I
Rav.
thought...
Rav.
Rav.
Oh, no, you didn't shout his name
Now,
out,
you know,
yo.
it's the TIPS alongside the RDB.
And what's the track? What's it called?
TIPS.
Tips.
No, minus the point.
Rav,
Go on, give it to Rav.
Rav.
Del Carda, I'll make the
Yes, right.
Illegal demo, tips, and RDB.
All right, hang on. So it's 2-1-1-1. All right,
Zero.
cool. Next tune.
Ah, Rav.
Come on, PMC.
No one's saying their name.
PMC.
said my name,
Hey,
But
all right,
PMC, man.
hang on, wait.
Beer.
I pressed the button. You want a beer?
Yeah. A PMC beer.
There you
All right, yeah, Rajiv got that. All right. They don't get it? Yeah, Arjun got it. Arjun got
man's
it.
are cheating,
So
you know that?
hang on. Is this 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah.
We'll put a mic outside the venue.
Starters are now being served.
Yeah. I wish, man. Bloody hell. Next tune.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Rav.
Rav.
Large to the body.
Yeah.
But he
Come
put
on.
his name
I
on
put
it.
my hand
It
up.
don't
No,
matter,
you
it don't
didn't.
matter.
You didn't say your name.
It don't matter. So Rav was
Shinda Shinda.
Say your name.
Ranjit Mani.
You know, there's a whole process. Put your hand up, say your name.
No, just
do
put
a
your
little
name on
dance.
it. Too much.
Do a little dance over here.
It is like a wedding, isn't it?
All right,
Rab puts his hand up and there's subtitles.
Nah, I put my hand up, I say my name. I got to get up and do a little dance.
All right, next tune.
Oh, Rav.
Rav.
Mets and Tricks. Gubbi Sandhu, Dil Karda. No, it's not Dil Karda.
Oh, fail.
Cancel him out. Hang on.
Play again.
Hang on.
Do you want to play again?
Yeah, go on.
And I'll tell the ladies on this one.
Sadhukta.
That's it.
Yeah, good.
Yes, D. Yes, bad boy.
All right. So hang
It's
on,
a big tune, you know
D
that.
on-
Big
is
tune.
D got-
Remember that.
Yeah,
I've
we
got
should
two,
do
I've
the
got
song
two.
play a
he's
little
got, he's
bit.
got 2, 3,
That's it, yeah.
2.
1. 2, yeah, bruv.
I didn't really rate
But-
this.
Yeah.
Harv's given up.
I was like, yeah, I was
Hey,
lying.
hey,
I don't really rate this game.
I'm on 3, man.
Press my button.
Once I paid.
I was like, where's the doll, man? Just give me
All right,
the
next tune.
Got it.
Rav.
Chief,
Danger.
you don't know the tune.
Danger, danger.
No, it's not.
Indie
It's Surrender
Sugu.
Rotten.
Surrender Rotten, Indie Sugu,
Listen,
baby,
it's Surrender Rotten,
RDB.
MC Mets, and
RDB.
Step Hip Hop 2.
Oh!
Bruv, you're going to do with parts. Bruv, king.
Listen,
All right.
part-time database. and
Yeah, I can see that.
Part-time South for travel.
Whoever gets this last one is a proper music head.
Yeah. If you is this the one? Is this the one? The difficult
Rav's
one?
not allowed then.
All right, go on. Hang on. Taz got it. Jervin got it. Hum in the back.
How is Rajiv on 10?
No, he didn't get any.
Yeah.
All right, come. Next one.
That's the
Next
number
one.
of
Next one.
shots he's had.
Wait.
All right, if someone gets this rated.
Nah.
Did you to hear more of it?
Yeah, play it. Go on.
Play the whole song. Show me which song it is. Oh, you know what? That's from Liberty Market, bruv. That's a bootleg.
Ah, shit.
That's
Play it one more time.
Can't we play bootlegs,
Can't
man?
play the bootleg lyrics, bruv.
No, this is an original.
Listen, this
Hold
is
on, play
Jazz's
over that.
laptop, by the way.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, what?
I don't even know what this is.
It's called Tera Ashik
No, I know that. bruv.
by John Nikhil Meri.
Cool.
That might be it.
Cool, bruv.
Have Maro got it? No.
Yeah, there you go.
What we got? Sorry, who?
Ashik, yeah.
But it's called Ashik, isn't it?
By?
Ashik.
Yeah, we know
Why?
that.
Yeah, I think everyone got that.
But come on, it's
Sounds like Lally.
yeah.
I don't even think the dude that done it knows.
Bally Sugu.
Bally Sugu.
There you go, there you go.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is there
you
one
know.
more?
Nah.
All right, so Rap makes some noise for Rap. The original. Harv lost his title with Fungi Geek.
I think he got stage fright. I don't know.
Garage, I don't.
All right,
Proper.
so what we're going to do before we end the show.
Someone put Sagrukda.
Well, for Lodi.
2 months late for that.
Basaki's coming up.
So, you know what? Panjabi Hit Squad, you've obviously taken us through so many journeys. And what's next for you guys, man?
Yeah, we've got a whole heap of stuff. We've signed a bunch of artists. We've been working on a lot of music. I think during this sort of lockdown, it's given us time to reflect on just life in general and just focus on things which are like we've had more time to produce. Because otherwise we'd be out in the clubs, out and about.
We're
going to
bored,
radio.
basically. So
Yeah,
now we're
just
just
bored.
at home actually doing what we should be doing. Is
Basically.
producing music and make sure
Yeah.
it's all coming out. But yeah, I think that's that. And I think just radio shows and gigs and weddings and all the rest of it.
Does the
Can't
club
wait.
scene still like excite you guys? You've been in it for so long. Like, is it still a thing that you want to get?
Still pays well, so that's the main thing.
Other than that, is it still
It
that
does.
vibe in the early 2000s was next level? We were all part of that, but still, does that still appeal to you guys? You still enjoying it?
Yeah.
Yep, we're still enjoying
I
it.
think
There's
I think the thing is that it's the new generation of people, and you got to look at what they're into. You
Yeah.
can play a whole hour of Siddha Musiala and everyone's cool, you know. So it's that kind of thing that now excites you, and it also depends on what promoters that you're working with as well.
So have you got a new album coming out? Is that what I'm hearing indirectly?
We've got a few things coming out, quite a few things.
Yeah.
So we just recorded.
What's the exclusive, man? We want to know the news.
Yeah, man, come on, it's Nightshift Live.
I don't know. I'm
Don't
not
say
sure
anything about. Oh, Mandy just said, don't say anything about.
about that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
about
She
the
said,
new
don't
album.
save it for BBC. Yeah, give us
I
the
know
exclusive.
that.
Do you know what it is? I'll be straight with you. We get a song back on Monday. Yeah, if that happens.
Is it featuring Bushkin at PSG and
might be.
Singing Dentist?
I wouldn't mind.
I want some commission for that hookup, you know. So you know what? Make some noise for the Panjabi Hit Squad inside the building tonight. Thank you.